Hi, I'm Shriparna Sarkar. Hi, I'm Shriparna Sarkar. Oh God, this is actually yeah.
Hi, my name is Sneha. So it's nice. I'm sorry.
Hi, my name is Geeta.
Hi.
The theme of my exhibition is exchanges in silence. I feel my paintings are an interplay of the conscious and subconscious. When I sit to paint, I start with saying Bismillah and I pick the colors that I'm drawn to, and I start laying my strokes. And these strokes alternate between me surrendering to the flow and me making defined strokes. It's so much in line with the way my life is, which alternates between me surrendering to the flow and me moving ahead with defined intentions. The colors and the strokes that I play bring out forms, and these forms are symbols that speak to me. And being a curious kind, it really interests me what other people see in these symbols.
So I haven't used any brushes. All the paintings have been done with knives. For some reason, I've grown fond of using knives because they bring out, because of the strokes, because of the way the knife moves on the canvas. The amount of texture and the different cuts that you can bring on the canvas due to knives. That's the reason I choose to work with knives.
Well, I'd like to share something about my paintings. Most of the paintings reflect all that inspires, all that nature inspires me. That's what reflects in my paintings. So some of the things are like moon, animals, flowers.
I hadn't planned this, so there's no theme to it. But it's basically the work I've composed over a period of 5 years, just doodling and trying to express or perceive my own thoughts from a third-person perspective. Just laying it out in front of me to have a look at myself from a third-person perspective. So that's my work. There's some. I usually use mixed media as a physical medium, but most importantly, through most of my work, I think thought has been the most important medium because most of it either evokes thought or is thought-provoking or is has become what it is because thought was applied to an impulse that I had picked up on. So. For example, there's completely spontaneous pieces like this one, and it's fully watercolor and it was done in one flow and it was over. This series with a woman and a cat, this happened when I was probably trying to understand my own views on feminism, but I didn't really end up with words or paragraphs or perspective, but I ended up with a piece which was inspired by the female anatomy and the issues, the gaze, etc. So that's one. Then there's completely these that just happen when I'm trying to doodle, when I'm bored and there's something nice that I really want to do, make something, create something beautiful. So there's has its own story and there's no running theme, but I think overall it's been an
I have grown to be.
I would like to share something more about this painting. It is a sunflower, and what inspires me is the pattern, the seeds, the center of the sunflower. It's also called Vinagi. So there's one more painting here called Mandala. It is also a sacred, it's also called a sacred geometry. So we have a part of it which is called the seed of life, and then it extends to the flower of life. So you can read more about it, but that's what I observe in nature, and that's what I really like about the painting. Well, there's one more element in nature that I really adore and admire, which is the moon. So here are a few of the paintings. This is particularly my favorite one, and I've called it Once in a Purple Moon.
My work is more texture because I like to work with paint, but I like to give it a body, and therefore I use different sorts of mediums as well. So not only my work is strictly oil medium, but instead of using linseed oil, there are a few paintings where I have used wax, cold wax. There are obviously for the impasto effects, I have used gel, the gel medium. So that's what my work is about, experimenting with different mediums, in oil paints and color work. That's centric to my work.
So these are my paintings, and if you see, all my paintings are small, and my paintings are small, but they have my feelings poured into them. And so yes, I could explain you some of my paintings, like if you come here. This one I have named it Dhyan. This painting happened post a Tratak session. Tratak meditation is where you sit, you have breath work, and post the breath work, you focus your energies on a flame. And it was a 45-minute session that I went through, and it was a beautiful experience, post which I directly walked to my room without having a word with anyone, and I brought this painting out. So you could see it has this whole circle which has happened in just one flow, and then there are these defined lines that I have put in with intention. And yeah, so I feel my paintings are this ways. They have what I feel in them, like this painting. This came out post my time in the Pahadis. My summer vacation, I went with my sister for a trek to the Pahadis, and it was Manali, dense forests we walked through, and while coming down also the idea was just to absorb everything in. And when I came home and I started to paint, this is the painting that came out. So yeah, this is what I feel like, my paintings are a conversation with my soul through colors and forms, and so I named the theme as Exchanges and Silence.
My goal as an artist, as a human being, was to get interviewed, and now that that's over, I think I can die and go to artist heaven and not bother about goals. But otherwise, I think after I finish a piece, I think the next step I want with my art is to make people think. So, which I've seen myself do or my art do in the course of this exhibition. So that was really good. So I don't know about the rest. Maybe that's going to be my goal until I move on to like making people feel or something else, So now it was just driving thought or expressing thought. So I'm close to it.
My goal as an artist is still very personal to me yet. I feel that I need to grow more. So I still feel that I need work which is more meaningful, which I know is somewhere inside. I just need to walk the path.
My goals are ever evolving, but as of now, since I feel that my art is about building up this connection with my inner self, I feel my art is about evoking that connection of the viewer with what lies within themselves.
As an artist, I can think that I would like to paint more, and I guess I would love to create a studio where I could paint or my friends could paint. So that's one of the things on my mind. Besides, I also practice interior designing, so I would like to bring in art into, spaces, be it a home or be it an office. So I'd like to use, some of these ideas into work as well.